you doing? How you doing?
How's everybody feeling? How's everybody doing? I hope you all are having a great day. I know I surely am. Listen, so we're back with another episode of Keeping It Animated, and today we're talking about the one, the only, that time I got reincarnated as a slime. Gotta love long titles.
It's a mouthful there.
It is indeed. And keep in mind, today's probably like, it's not a special episode, but it's a highly rated episode for me because I absolutely adore this anime. Simply,
Yeah.
first reason, actually, we're about to go ahead and hop in that into a second. We'll give that a
Oh,
second.
yeah. He's trying to start. He's ready. He's ready. He's gonna get into it.
Telling you, bro. We're moving. We're speeding.
Ooh, okay. So I'm gonna break down what our episode's gonna look like. We're gonna start with our pros and cons. Then we got a little discussion topic between me and him. We're gonna discuss it. Then we're gonna do another draft. This draft, we'll get to it, but we'll look a little differently than our last draft. And then we'll have a new segment. We're gonna be doing ratings. We're going to start rating shows for those who watched the American Dad episode. We'll go back and do that on a later time. But we'll get into that when we get into it. So 4 things to look forward to. Let's go ahead and get started. Mystica, show us what we're doing. You can get into it now.
All right. You know what I'm saying? We're going to start, like you said, with the pros and cons. Am I correct? Am I right? Did I hear that correctly?
Yeah. Pros and cons. Pros and cons first. Got to tell us how we feel.
So we're going to start off. I'm going to start off with my cons. You know what I'm saying? You guys thought I was gonna start off with my pros, but I'm not. Yeah. Fuck you. Get jebaited. All right.
I'll tell you what I dislike first.
Yeah. So
it's serious.
My cons for the show. There's not too many. I'm not gonna lie to you. There's not too many cons. But my first one is that the feeling of death not meaning shit. I understand he went through a lot of work and effort to evolve and to do what he needed to do to bring everybody back that died, but I feel like it would have been way more impactful had they stayed dead.
Or at least not being able to save everybody. Like,
yeah, some people should have, let's say he brought back Shion, but he couldn't bring back the other goblin. I forgot what his name was, but
Gabi,
yeah. So
I think it's literally just Gabi.
Like, I think that would have felt way more impactful to the story, to how he was feeling about his people and everything like that. But being able to bring everybody back, it kind of put like a sour taste in my mouth a little bit, because I'm like, it was impactful as fuck when you realized there was a chance he could fail. Well,
and then Gobta, he's like Gabi is one of his like closest friends and allies, and imagine his character development if Gabi stayed dead. Like, it only brought back like maybe 5 or 6 people, and that was not one of them. Then all of a sudden he gets more powerful. Next thing you know, he's still a midget, but he's like
yeah,
I'm angry.
His character development would go insane, honestly, because you saw how he was acting beforehand, like, because he's like, when they were fighting all like the knights and everything, he was just like, he was a little weird, but he was a good dude, and it impacted him heavily, and that's what I like. I appreciated that. But that's what I did not like. It was like, it felt like it meant nothing, like it felt like him feeling that loss and that pain and anger that caused him to do everything he did was just for nothing after he was able to bring everybody back. That's one of my cons.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you one of my cons, because I like it. It ties in, but it doesn't at the same time. Power levels make no sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
Because an example is when they were in the when they had that meeting with all the demon lords.
Walpurgis?
Walpurgis and Malim was like supposedly being controlled with the amulet or whatever. Mm-hmm. And it's like, she's like, no, I was just playing. And I'm like, that's supposed to have the power to be able to control a demon lord, is what it's saying. But then, unless Malim is like on another level and it just doesn't explain that properly.
It doesn't, because she's classified as like a true demon lord.
But then Rimuru was able to keep up with her. I know Rimuru's over
a true demon lord.
Not yet. I don't think so, is he?
I believe when he comes back, he was just a demon lord. Or no, he came back as a true demon lord, and then he evolved further in the light novel to a true dragon lord.
Not on the the light novel.
The light novel?
Novel, yeah. Lava lamps, whatever, same thing. Yeah, we're not there yet. That hasn't popped up in the anime. We're on the anime.
Yeah, he comes back as a true demon lord in the anime.
Okay, so that's on me for not really focusing on that.
Mm-hmm.
But Rimuru has a lot of power for someone who just became a true demon lord compared to someone who's been a true demon lord for 17,000 years.
But he was also kind of OP before he even became a demon lord, though. If you think about it, becoming a demon lord just enhanced the abilities he had already. Slash gave him
Okay,
more.
so the power levels, and I put a slash with it. They don't use the power, right? Because Rimuru has these powers where he can pretty much just devour anybody and bam, he can do whatever he wants. But no, he doesn't do it.
It's like he forgets he has those abilities.
It's one of those things where it's like your friend comes up to you, hey, you want to arm wrestle? You're like, sure, why not? You forget you've been lifting forever and you break his arm and you're like, oh, my bad.
This man
I
just
forgot
casually
that I have
drops
muscles.
fucking skips and Rigby.
Exactly. Just yeah.
But
That's an example of what I'm talking about. Like he has the water sniper, kills 20,000 humans, and never uses it. Like he could have defeated the Orc Lord in that way if you really think about it. He could just be like, bam.
this man, like, nah, that Megiddo is crazy, bro. When I first saw him use Megiddo, I was like, okay, what is this about to be? And then it just started. Everybody, I was like, oh my god, this man is a menace. But
oh my god! And when he chopped the king's arm off,
like, bro,
he's just the king is like, oh, don't talk to me like that. I am a man of awesomeness. And bam. He's just like,
bro. Okay, so I think that was legit like my only con.
really? Okay, let me get into mine because I have a lot.
Yeah, we'll talk about yours because I think that was like not even glazing or anything. I think that was my only con for real.
Okay, recap / filler episodes are useless. You don't need them. There's way too many recaps. Like if you want to do like what other animes do and do a preview at the end of an episode and then like at the beginning like be like, hey, this is what happened last time. Okay, cool. But to have like 10 or not 10, it's like 3, but 3 episodes to fully recap what it's been going on.
Those are the 0.5
pisses me
episodes, aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah. I hate it when
They're
those
so
drop.
useless.
I hate it when those dropped because I watched Slime as it was coming out. So like we get a 0.5 episode and I was like, skip. I gotta wait till next week to see what's happening.
Exactly. It hurts me. I feel like I'm getting stabbed when I watch them. Like they're not. It's not like they're not that entertaining because it's like they do kind of add a different twist in it. Like it'll be like Rimuru's narrating it and being like, "Oh, I didn't know this happened. Look at this happening." So it's like, okay, cool, but I just watched it like 10 minutes ago. Why the fuck do I give a shit now? I know. Okay, y'all can call me whatever you want. I like fan service sometimes, but there's way too much in this show.
Mans hasn't seen
Jesus
Fire Force.
I have seen Fire Force. I know the fan service. I think there's too much of that too. Like, chill, man. Like, not every episode has to deal with the female body. And Rimuru pisses me off because he always gets in the bath with the men and then be like, man, I should have went over there to the women. Bruh, you've said that 13 times in 8 episodes. Just do it. You act like they'll give a shit.
Nah, they won't welcome you.
And they'll be like, hey, Rimuru.
You go over there and they'll be like, so what you trying to do? You hear what you trying to get into?
What shape can you get into? Now, I will say something they do with fan service that I don't remember. It's been a while since I've seen Fire Force. That Fire Force does slightly different is how the characters interact with it. Because for us, it's fan service. Then it's, oh, the characters are like, yeah, let's get it. Yeah, like, yeah. And it's like, at least they're including the characters. It's not just too attractive. I'm going to put this in parentheses because they're cartoon characters and some might be slightly young. Attractive women slamming butts against each other.
You seen that anime? Oh my god. Hang on. Look, I'm sorry to have to kill our momentum for a second, but I gotta get up and do something. I apologize. Give me just 1 second. I'll edit this out. I'll be back. Don't start doing bullshit.
I'm gonna start doing bullshit. I'm just gonna warn everybody. I'm gonna start doing bullshit. Okay. I'm serious. The fan service pisses me off. Like, okay, look. I'm a straight white male. I like ass. I like titties. But I don't need to be watching a cartoon show of ass and titties. That is like, it's not why I'm here. I want to be entertained. If I wanted ass and titties, I'll go watch that somewhere else. I'll go by myself in the corner and watch that somewhere else. But I don't need ass and titties animated in my face while trying to watch it next to my wife, her parents, my parents, somewhere where I'm just like, here, okay, here's right here. I'm just watching. And they're just like, it just shows ass and titties jiggling, and you're like, dog, why? I don't need this shit. I don't need it. But, you know, people are different. People are different. I wonder what he's doing. I wonder if he's feeding the dog, feeding the cat. I talked too much about the fan service. I think I got him entertained. I don't know. What are you doing, Mysticus? I want to show you my deck. My Yu-Gi-Oh deck. You see, I use the blue sleeves. I like them. They're nice. Okay. So, I'm weird. Whenever I first started getting into actually Yu-Gi-Oh battling forever ago, I bought my first starter deck because it was easier for me to do than to try to go out a bunch of cards and build my own when I had friends that wanted to play. So what I did was I bought a machine deck, and that machine deck was kind of ass. Like, I could not, like, I had to take a bunch of cards out and kind of replace them. And a friend of my friends said, hey, I'll create your decks, just give me all your cards, because I had tons. I mean, I was in the 6,000-7,000s of Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and the motherfucker went and stole them all. My friend's friend stole all of mine and his Yu-Gi-Oh cards. So then I had no deck. I had no Yu-Gi-Oh cards. The only ones I had left was my giant Yu-Gi-Oh cards, Egyptian God cards, which I had like 60 of for some reason. My Spanish cards. So I went out and bought some boxes just so I would have Yu-Gi-Oh cards to be able to share with my children whenever I have one. But whenever I have multiple.
He's doing weird shit.
I am. Hey.
Back to your.
Okay, so
what is your third con? I want to say.
Yeah, was the too much fan service. Look, now just in case this gets edited out, I'm just going to re-say it. If I want to see ass and tits jiggling, I will go in the corner over there and mind my own business. I'm not going to fucking sit next to my son, my parent-in-laws, my wife, my parents, my brother, and just see jiggling ass and titties.
That's valid.
In cartoon form. Like, come on. Now, if it's just like a skimpy outfit, no problem. But like fucking, oh my god, the Demon Lord, pink-haired one. Yeah, I want to say that, but it feels wrong. The fact that she wears underwear that doesn't fit and it's like hanging out her ass cheeks pisses me off. First off, like,
hey, when you're powerful like that, bro, you wear whatever the fuck you want. Who's gonna stop you?
But that's the thing. She could be like jumping through a forest area and a tree branch is like, give me. It's like, oh shit, I ain't got no ass cheeks. What the fuck? So like, come on. Now my last one, you might agree with. This might become a con for you because of what I'm about to say. The structure / speed of the stories.
That's what it. Yeah, I do agree with that because the fucking pacing is dog water.
Here's my example, and this is the one, like, I even, like, immediately after I watched it, I went to him and was like itching up a storm. It's like, okay, here, my example is going to be when Rimuru goes and becomes a teacher. and saves all the kids. In season 1, it starts it and then it's like it cuts back to him going back after like an episode or two. It goes to him going to the village, back to the village, and doing some stuff. But then at the beginning of season 2, other than like 2 recaps in the first like 3 episodes, it goes back to the children and goes over what he did. Like the end of season 1, it lasts like maybe 5 episodes. Should have been all of what he does with the kids, saving them, all the things they went through, and then him going back, and then there's the or him trying to go back, and then it's like there's an issue. And then the start of season 1 could do a recap. That's cool because then it's immediately goes into his fight with Hinata and him magically surviving being demenetrated or whatever the fuck it's called.
Mm-hmm.
So like, why?
Honestly, I don't know. I wish that I feel like part of me honestly feels like they started the episodes with the kids and then saw fans complaining and shit about it and was like, okay, maybe y'all are right. And then they went back and then they were just like, you know what? Fuck those fans. Fuck those viewers. We're gonna push this kid's arc. And then went back to
it's good. It shows like, hey, Rimuru is more like he was a teacher in his path life, gets stabbed, saving one of his kids. He's still a good teacher. It shows that he's a good teacher. Like, come on.
Facts. Like I don't know what the decision there was, but whoever made it needs to be fired.
Now, I do want to say this, and I do have a question. The fans had told me about it, made me think. What gender is Rimuru?
I do believe there's no like because part of me because I know he took the form of like Hinata's form basically.
So yeah, he's in like a younger female, but
Body, but
when
I
he
think he's
but when he advances into a demon lord, he becomes more of a more masculine with long hair.
I think it's just like an androgynous that word like an
I know what you mean, but I don't know the word either.
and it's like androgynous. I think
Because my question always is because there's so much fan service is like, is Rimuru having sex with these people?
probably not. Probably not.
But he's at least seen 90% of them naked.
Yeah, of course he's seen them naked, but I don't think he's doing anything with them because like if I'm remembering correctly, doesn't he like turn down like a fuck ton of advances from Shion?
Which makes 0 sense to fucking
I think
his character.
I think it's just safe to say like non-binary androgynous type beat.
Yeah, that's I'm fine with answering that way, but the one thing I do want to say is that for someone who made it so known that he was a sex addict that got no ass, that he was such a virgin and scared of women, makes no sense unless he was plowing these monsters.
Pretty like who knows? Maybe he was. I don't know at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like behind closed doors, that man Reamer was just in there.
Dude, some of your claps didn't even come through on my end.
Yeah, no,
It was like silent, just bam, bam. Man, he must have been going fast for no sound to travel.
He just had a barrier up so people couldn't hear it. You know what I'm saying? But was that your last con?
That wasn't a con. That was just me asking about the gender. Yeah, we can get the structure and speed. Yeah, that was my last con.
Mm-hmm.
Start with your pros so we can get a lot more positive thought to it.
All right. So one thing I absolutely love that a lot of people
disagree. Oh, sorry.
That a lot of people might not love when it comes down to the isekai genre is a overpowered MC. As long as they are done correctly and they either start out OP or they become OP, that's what I love. For some reason I dislike seeing wimpy, like sad isekai characters unless it's done correctly, aka Subaru, but we're not going to talk about Subaru today.
I don't even know who that is.
He's from ReZero.
I'm just messing with you, man. Just keep going.
So Rimuru, like gaining his power over time the way he did. I absolutely love that, and I love that he becomes this overpowered, but he's merciful with his
Rimuru was
OP.
overpowered to begin with.
Yeah, but
He literally ate. Bruh.
that was a
Like,
mutual agreement. Okay, that was a mutual agreement.
yeah.
Like
Yes,
if he was to just
here's the okay, hold on.
okay, hold up. This is why I say like he slowly begot his
Bruh.
powers, because if he was to like if him and Veldora were to fight like and that was to happen, then I'd be like, okay, he was OP to start with. Because if you could beat Veldora while he's like unsealed at his max potential, max power, then you start off overpowered. But if the way it played out, that's why I don't think he just immediately started out OP.
So he. This is how I'm gonna say it. I think he started out OP for what we were expecting.
Mm.
It has nothing to do with Veldora at this point. Like him and Veldora, they were like, "Hey, let's figure this out together." Boom, we figured it out. But we were able to like defeat a bunch of different other monsters,
Mm.
and some of them with ease. So, like for a low level monster, he's powerful.
Yeah.
He's able to, and using his words only, he defeated God, I always mess up her name. I suck with anime names. Millium?
Milim?
Whatever the pink hair. It feels so wrong saying that.
It
Milim?
does, but I'm pretty sure I'm fairly certain that's how it's pronounced.
Okay, we're gonna just run with it. Feeds her with words and promise a friendship, and they actually become friends. Like it's not like.
Now he would have took a fat fucking L had she kept fighting him.
But then, like, okay, this is an example of what I meant by the power levels. Hinata is pretty freaking strong, but so is Rimuru. Rimuru had already built up to being this really powerful non-demon lord monster.
Mm-hmm.
But he had to rely on kind of, I'm not going to say cheap tactics, but more like,
tactics.
Not really. You're creating a body double to escape. That's Naruto in a heartbeat. Just gone.
All right, Orochimaru, calm down there.
Yeah. But that's what I'm. But you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I understand.
Give me another one. Let's see what you got.
Another pro, in my honest opinion, it's just fucking Veldora. It's just fucking Veldora. When Veldora came back, and he's just spamming fucking moves from other anime and video games. I'm pretty sure he hit a Kamehameha at one point. Like,
yes, he does. It's when he when they were at the meeting for the I will again bad with names. The Valkorians. He when he just randomly appeared there and he gets punched in the face by his niece. Gotta let that know. His niece punches him in the face. He's like, "Ow, that hurt!" And he just starts. He goes, "Hadouken, Hadouken," and then when he goes, "Hami, Hami, ha!" and Rimuru's like, "What the fuck? How did he do that? When did he learn this?"
It was so good, bro. I was so hyped. I'm pretty sure he hit the fucking spin kick too.
That's what I'm talking about. That is my favorite probably thing I've seen in anime is him doing the spin kick, and it's so beautiful. He's just he actually hits it. That's the best part.
It is so good. Veldora just like him coming back was the best fucking thing ever. Like, jeez, dude.
I do like the character that they developed for him afterwards because he was kind of like a lonely dragon that doesn't know how to talk to people. Then he becomes like this bad guy boy band-esque anime lover that doesn't know what's going on.
It's so good.
He goes,
bro.
"I was there, but I wasn't listening."
I love it, bro. I absolutely love Veldora as a character. I love everything about it. And okay, so I'm gonna wrap it up with this pro because I could talk about this show for way too long. My last pro is definitely the loyalty everybody has for Rimuru. Like, that's why one of the reasons why I love Overlord so much is like I'm a big fan of like characters staying loyal to somebody.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it. I hate the whole "oh, this person's gonna betray me" trope. Like I don't really vibe with it because it never plays out for the person betraying, and like that undying loyalty that everybody has towards Rimuru just it kept me entertained because I'm like, dude, the fact that they would give up their lives, simply because this man is just that good of a guy. You know what I'm saying?
So speaking of that, there's a part that I really enjoy, and it's when the those three, whatever they are, otherworlders
Mm-hmm.
came to his town, and the woman's like, "Oh my god, he touched my titties! He's just hacking me!" And it's Gob or whatever, just going, "I didn't do nothing."
Mm-hmm.
And then here comes Gob to like, "So what happened?"
What
He
happened?
goes, "I promise, Gob, I didn't do nothing." And then he goes, "Okay, I believe you." And she's like, "How dare you say that you believe him? You gotta listen to me." He goes, "Well, in this town, in this community, we believe in always telling the truth and trusting our friends."
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, "The fuck?"
Yeah,
That
like
made me feel so.
it's like you walked into this town where everybody loves each other. Basically, everybody holds each other in high regards. They all stand by each other, stand with each other. And that's what I love. I don't. I really hate the like. I know I just said it, but I really hate the like. I'm gonna stab this guy in the back. It is like, no, you're not. Shut up. You're gonna try it and get smacked. Like,
Or it's like like a double one where it's like they pretend to join the other side just to get into the tropes to be loyal to the main side.
yeah,
It's like, okay, cool. You just double cross somebody after gaining their trust. Oh, sweet.
because like I forgot exactly what the quote was. Like what? Because it was the old dude. I think he said right when they pulled up and they were like, "You pissed off like the person whose anger you should fear the most" or something like that. And I was
Yeah,
like,
that's exactly what
bro.
he's like, "Oh shit."
I was like, the fact that they hold Rimuru in
Uh,
such high regard for good reason too, and it's like,
well, here's what happened. When you really think about it, orcs attack the ogre village, destroys everything, kills 98% of their population. And Rimuru, when they find them, Rimuru just like fucking one taps them, like makes them realize, "Hey, I'm pretty fucking strong. Let me name you." Does it? They all are like, "Okay, we're loyal to him." They go fight the orc lord, defeat the Rimuru, eats the orc lord, saving and killing the person who was the orc lord at the time,
mm-hmm.
just to give that name to the next orc lord, in
Geld.
which also Guild, in which also he becomes kind of like a servant leader of the orcs, in which ogres are like, "We're good, dude. It's okay. I hate you still, but this
Mm-hmm.
motherfucker could whoop my ass and yours at the same time. We're just gonna deal with it. We're just gonna deal with it."
He might actually whoop our ass at the same time. Rimuru is just like body double. Yeah, I will. I will.
Oh god. And then Rimmer is such like a small petite person. He's just like, it's like,
That's like
I'm not the biggest person, but he's over here just like, "Hi."
But no, absolutely. I love the loyalty. And Benny Maru. Benny Maru is another reason why I absolutely love the fucking show. Benny Maru is great.
I love all the ogres.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, so the most boring ogre's the one that learns metalwork. I don't remember his name because they don't show him as often as the other ones.
Yeah, no, he just kind
But
of disappears.
which is fine because he's doing something. Like
Mm-hmm.
he's building all this stuff for Rimuru and others. So it's like he's he's a part of the story. You just don't realize it till it happens.
Mm-hmm.
And him and the dwarf, the one that taught everybody the skill,
Mm-hmm.
are talking about the different metals, the different things. And Rimuru's like, "Oh, I've been here for 2 hours. Save me!" And then here comes somebody going like, "Oh my god, there's an emergency." Rimuru doesn't register and just goes, "Yes." I mean, wait, what? There's a real one?
Dude, the show is so great. I love it. I love everything about it, honestly. Except for the pacing,
Quick.
of course.
Yeah, I'm gonna run through my pros real fast because we kind of like fun characters. We talked about it. We love a lot of them. Fourth wall breaks, I only put that down as that because we're talking the Hadoukens,
Mhm.
Hami Hami Ha's, the spin kicks. We already talked Veldora and his ability to do that stuff. Um, Now my third one is that the demon lords are all different.
Mm.
They all got their powers differently. They all are of different beings. Like to have a pixie be a demon lord is crazy.
Ramaris, I think her name was.
Something like that.
Hmm. I've always struggled with pronouncing her name too.
Ramiris.
Into
Then
it, like
like
the way they announced that she was a demon lord too is fucking great. Like how it's just like, yo, Rimuru's just like, nah, it's just some lame ass pixie we found in this fucking cave, basically. And she's like, actually,
I can beat you in one punch. then but then you got like Gee. Like I'm used to Guy because I speak English, but Gee is like
just call
he's
him
just like
Crimson.
back
His
here.
last name is Crimson.
He's just chill. He's over here just like, oh, good fuck, whatever. We got rules. I said rules.
And he's like, if you want to try me, try me. But you don't want to do that, you know?
The thing with that is, I feel like Rimuru could just be. I think if Rimuru was just like, I could eat you all if I really wanted to, just to fuck with them. Then, like, when somebody like one of the weaker ones, got to be like, "Are you sure about that?" Then Rimuru eats them, and they're just like,
Where did he go?
but then, like an example, they have a giant. They have it like a beast humanoid. I don't know what to really call
Wasn't
him.
it, in that Carrion, I think his name was?
Yeah, the one that was disguised as a lion.
Yeah, I think that was him.
Oh,
Or
shit.
is it Leon?
Okay. Oh, Leon's a different one.
Mhm.
Real quick, I have to bring this up because it pisses me off. Rimuru's detect for Raphael. Like, Raphael's about to tell him, "Hey, you see that thing over there that looks like a lion? That's Carrion, or not Carrion. The beast one that they all thought died."
Mhm.
And Rimuru was just sitting there. There's no way they would do something that obvious. Shut up, Raphael. And I'm just like, listen to the all know me. Let me tell you what's up.
Raphael's like, bro, I, I I know everything. Just,
Yeah,
what?
like Rimuru abuses Raphael. Like I would worship Raphael. I'd be like, you are the greatest thing on planet Earth. Thank you.
Because even when Raphael was Great Sage, it was still fucking amazing.
At least helpful.
Other people get fucking
Like,
all-knowing sages that are ass.
well, like, okay, so somebody comes into the village, like, is on the outskirts coming in, and Rimuru's like, you don't need to tell me every time somebody comes into the village. It's like, really? And then it backfires when it just becomes like, oh, all of a sudden there's a big group. Great stage, why didn't you tell me about this? You told me not to.
Yeah, like, can't be mad at me, bro. I'm just here following your rules.
Okay, then we'll go ahead and jump to the discussion topic, which is if we were Rimuru, how would we go about things? Here's an example. You get stabbed to death after being a teacher because you saved a student, and you gain the powers of Rimuru. Would you befriend as many people like Rimuru does, or would you try to use your power?
I honestly think, and this is me putting like a little bit of thought into it, like not crazy thought into it, because if I put too much thought into it, we go on too long. So I honestly think that if I had Rimuru's life powers and everything like that, and how it happened, I would do some of the things he did. Of course, like I would befriend like the monsters and shit like he did, and then I would see how humans would react to us. And if they react poorly like they did, that's when I'd step in and be like, okay, look, we're establishing our own nation. I will use force against you if I have to. Like, and then that's when my ability, like, that's when I would start flexing abilities for no reason. Like, I'd kill somebody's king right in front of them just to prove I can do it. Simple stuff like that. Well, not simple because that's starting a war basically. But I wouldn't be as lax as Rimuru was. Like after the way they came about to us and everything, and the actions they tried to take, that's when I would follow on and be like, all right, I will oppress the fuck out of every nation if I have to keep my people safe. I would use my powers more so than Rimuru did.
See, and something that Rimuru didn't do that I would do personally is I'm a defensive person when it comes to competition. Like I want to be really good at defense so that like people can't just attack me or in sports terms score on me. So I would never have the issue that he faced with his people dying because my defense would be built so strong. I'm like, hey, pretend I'm not here. You got to fight me. You're going to train against me.
Mm-hmm.
And I would build up so that like Gobta is stronger than like the strongest person of the West Church military or whatever it was called. So like that's what I would do.
And on top of that, like my city would definitely have like I understand he wanted to keep it open and peaceful, but my city would definitely have better defenses than what his did. Because the fact that they were able to just stroll in there and then wreak havoc while he was gone, that's red flag. Like
Especially when like your best warrior, the old man, Hakamara or Hakara or whatever his name was, gets defeated pretty I'm not gonna say easily, but like gets defeated a lot easier than we expect.
Yeah, I expected him to at least go toe to toe for a little bit longer, but his like the spin back that they did, the spin back was one of the greatest moments in the anime for me because that
when he's like the guy's like he's not even moving, and then he's like you're already dead, dude. He goes, huh?
You're all seeing your eyes should be catching up to my movement pretty soon. And I was like, what does he mean by that? And bro's just like, shink.
Oh, and I want to discuss these motherfucking clowns. What the fuck are these things?
I
just stumped you. The clowns that are helping the God, what are the names?
I forgot all about them. I remember them now.
That's why I'm like, okay, they confused. Sorry, it just hit me. I sorry to go off topic right now because our discussion.
Because I mean, we kind of quickly ran over the discussion, and honestly, there wasn't much to.
Yeah, we thought that would take a lot longer because we kind of had an idea, but then it was like, oh, well,
2-minute discussion topic. You know what I'm saying? So that gives us more time to ramble about other things. Let's get into that.
But I would practice Rimuru's powers. I'm serious. I would practice that shit. This motherfucker doesn't practice. He's just like under big titties all day, and he's just like.
But I mean, do you really need to practice when Great Sage handles everything for you?
Yes.
When Great Sage is like, all right, I recommend using this ability against this person. You're just like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, but you got to think. There were times where Great Sage / FIL was like, beats me or something. And you're just like come on. But anyway, these clowns, like, I still have no idea what the hell they are. Honestly, they make no sense to me.
I think that's something you would have to read the manga for, because I don't even fucking know it. I haven't read the manga yet, but
do you think I know how to read? Like, serious.
I know
I got numbers all day, but I can't read for shit.
Didn't they show up and they were like fucking menaces, dude?
Well, they're super powerful. They defeated a demon lord.
Mm-hmm.
Or somebody pretended to be a demon lord? One of those things?
I think he was an actual demon lord. I'm not sure.
The one for the West Church?
Oh, yeah, no. I don't think he
Valentine?
I don't think he was demon lord level. I could search it real quick, actually. We have plenty of time for this.
Yeah, because, like, he gets defeated so easily. They literally take his heart out, explode his heart, and he dies. Like, what the fuck? And they pretended to be scared at first. And then, what's his name? What are the Beast trio people? Teams up with Geld. And Geld just holds them off, and they do no damage to the clouds. But Geld got his ass beat. The other guy almost died. And it's like, what the fuck? We watched Geld battle motherfuckers like it was nothing and struggles with these clowns. If these clowns are that strong, why are they taking orders from people? That's my question.
It's probably somebody stronger. No, they did not show. I don't think it. I think they. No, because Valentine is. She did show. Did she show up?
Yeah, Valentine was. I think that. Okay, so I think it was somebody pretending to be a demon lord, and the Valentine was the maid that was trying to get in on something.
Yeah, because she's the So it was the dude pretending because she was the actual demon lord,
That's
Luminous
still, but
Valentine,
that dude was still strong enough for them to be like,
playing
oh,
along with it. Yeah.
he's a demon lord. He might be true.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what they're. Hold up. Let's
That's
first find out.
Eddie. Dude should have done his research beforehand.
Well, you should have told me about them beforehand. I forgot about them. I wasn't.
Dude, this is your number one anime.
I wasn't gonna talk about them.
Clowns.
The moderate
talk
Harley
about
Quinn
everything.
Alliance is what they are.
The Harley Quinn Alliance?
Yes.
Whatever, man.
Because they were taking orders like from Lapis. Like,
Is that a demon lord?
the Demon Lord,
They said one of the demon lords had died.
the one who was who was trying to be a Demon Lord was Clayman. No, he
I
was
know
a Demon
that.
Lord. Excuse me. Yeah.
He was
Clayman.
weak.
Very weak.
Makes no sense. He got defeated by the what's her name? Shiode.
Yeah. Lapis is the vice president. That's the clown. That's the male clown, not the big one, but the other one. And then the president is Kigali. So they probably take orders because she's stronger than them. Oh, she's a former demon lord.
I told you.
Believed to have been killed by Leon Cromwell 200 years ago.
Yeah, because they're trying to like bring her back.
Yeah.
Like her soul's still alive and around, but she needed a body, and they gave her an elf body.
Yeah. So that's probably why they took orders, because she could probably fucking put them in the ground if she wanted to.
Probably. That's just, I don't know how to feel about it. I really don't.
Okay, so since we have more time, honestly, I want to discuss and further that spin back that they did, because, like, my God, dude, that was one of the greatest. That moment, like, watching that as it came out had me so fucking hyped, bro. I'm, like, standing up. I was like, yeah! It was like, y'all fuck with the wrong ones, bro, because Geld...
So, I'm going to interrupt you real fast, because I know you're about to go on a tangent, so I want to get this worded. The way that they had old dude kill his friend to gain power, to still lose, irks my soul, man. Irks me. Anyway, continue yours, and then.
I mean, yeah, it does get on my nerves a little bit, because it's like, bro, that should have gave you a little bit of a power boost. But I was like, Gail just didn't give a fuck. And before I even get into my rant, can we talk about the fucking sound effects from that fight, bro? Because the fucking stomp that Gel did, and there's like that. I was like, oh my God, bro. It's like, that shit was fucking fantastic, dog. And like the lightning effect from Gapta Sheath, I was like, dude, they are cooking. Like, they're in the kitchen, like.
My nickname is Chef because I be cooking.
That's what I'm telling you, dog. And then, like, bro, especially when Geld was just like, all right, since you killed your ally for this ability, let's see how well it really works. And he's just like, do, boom, boom. And the fucking rod, and he's just like, yeah, we're like, holy shit, bro. But just for him to endure all that and then just get fucking murdered by the other guy, get his body taken over, it was like, what the fuck?
And then that guy like dies and then comes back to life because of the regeneration powers, which makes zero sense to me. You get shot in the brain, but then your brain's like, I'm gonna build myself real fast. There you go, I'm alive again. Like, come on, that makes no sense. But Diablo coming up and being like, "Come here, boy."
Yeah, no. I'm ready for them to like fully expose Diablo because he's
Like, is
supposed to
Diablo
be
good or bad? How is he?
he's he's actually like he worships Rimuru basically. Like he's actually good in that aspect. But he's supposed to be like dummy OP.
Oh, is he okay? So most people don't know this term, but it's anti-villain. Is he an anti-villain?
Pretty much, yeah.
So the difference between an anti-hero and an anti-villain, an anti-hero does good things for the wrong reasons, where anti-villains do bad things for the right reasons.
Hmm. That's pretty much what
Like
he is.
Thanos. Thanos is an anti-villain for
Mhm.
those who likes Marvel. But Diablo, fuck. I like Diablo.
Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. We still have a good fucking 13 minutes to fill in before we finish up.
Jump to our draft.
Yeah, we still have like 13 minutes.
But
So,
we do have a lot to talk about with the rating system. So if we want to
yeah,
go
so
ahead and slowly jump away, we can.
all right, last thing I want to talk about though. One of your I don't know if that's what you wanted to call your favorite scene earlier, what you talked about. But
Oh, the spin kick. The
but
my favorite view.
my absolute favorite scene from both seasons. I haven't watched the movie yet. I'm probably gonna watch the movie today.
I've watched a little over half of it. It runs like an episode and it feels nice. It doesn't feel that long. It's almost 2 hours. I watched an hour of it yesterday because I was doing some stuff and had to stop.
Mm.
And oh, just a spoiler alert.
Yeah, no, spoiler alerts all the way.
No, for you.
Oh no, I know what the movie's about, but
No, no. Who gives a fuck about that?
mm,
You meet the brother.
yeah, I knew that. I knew that.
Why you gotta be knowing things? Why can't you just let me be happy about it?
But my absolute favorite scene from both seasons, and it might change when I watch the movie, it might not, is when Rimuru was doing Megiddo, right? And that one soldier, I think the knight captain was like, "All right, so we'll gather everybody, use them as a shield, and we'll get the king out of here, and that's how we'll do it." And the king was like, "Yeah, I like that idea. Let's do that." And the knight runs out to get everybody and gets fucking sniped immediately. He's just like, he's like, "Yeah, okay, yeah, great." He just like jogs out casually.
So, okay, if we're talking about favorite scenes, like the spin kick when he's doing the Street Fighter spin kick is my favorite looking scene. Like when I watch it, I'm just like, I just get filled with joy because it's so funny to see him just. I played Street Fighter a lot as a kid, so it was fun to see it. But my actual favorite scene was the when Rimuru learned that he could transfer the entire people. Use like because Raphael came up with a plan that allows them to transfer large groups of bodies,
Oh,
people.
you meant like wait, are you talking about like when he used Merciless or
No,
okay.
when okay, so it's a transportation spell,
Oh, okay.
which usually you can't you in that world you can't do it to buy like alive bodies
Hmm.
unless there's a magic barrier guarding them from being damaged. Reamer's sitting there and they're trying to figure out how they're going to do it. And Raphael tells him, he's like, yeah, this is how we do it. Okay. And then Reamer's like, I just came up with the greatest plan. I just figured out how to transfer everybody. And everybody's like, dude, we've been sitting here for 15 minutes and you figured out an entire way to fix all our problems. What the fuck? And it's like, and Reamer's just like, I'm that good. Great say, and Raphael's just like, yeah, I'm good. I know. That shit kills me.
But I do think, like, just because we have a minute, I do think my second favorite scene was definitely during his awakening when it was like showing Raphael like going through everything and like upgrading and shit, and it was just like, cause it's like the way they did it and how many times he fucking failed, and it just like kept trying and trying and trying. And Raphael was like, "I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up yet."
Oh, if we're talking about numbered scenes, I think a sequence that always happens is when Reamer wakes up after doing something super powerful. And they're like, "Yeah, you've been out for about 3 days," and he's like, "What? Been out for about 10 days." He's just always reacted like, "Are you oh my god, what happened?"
It's like, oh, also like the trust. I said it before, but like the trust in another scene where
He
like
really likes this trust. He needs that
I'm
number
sorry,
when he's
I'm
like, "Girl,
sorry, like I'm sorry, but like when he was just like, cause like when Benny Maru was like fighting to stay awake and everything after like they were getting their gifts and shit, and he's just like, sleep, boy, you good. I'm like the fact that Benny Maru was just like, no, no, can't do
I
it.
must stay awake."
Gotta protect.
And then Shion gets the ability to make all her food taste delicious is the funniest fucking shit. But it pisses me off because they act like it's gonna be bad. It's like it starts out poisonous. She gets the ability to make everything taste great. People still won't eat her food.
I don't think they know she got that ability unless she like
No,
told
but
them.
she told them. She tells them. Because Rimuru and Benimaru are sitting there about to eat and they're scared. And she goes, or she forces them to eat or something. And then they're like, wow, this is actually good. And she goes, yeah, that ability that I was allowed to get that you gave me was
I like to think.
like I can cook better.
I like to think
Really tastes
fucking.
great.
I like to think Raphael gave her that on purpose.
Yeah. Dude, if that's true, if we find out that's true, Raphael is goated, best character for everybody. I don't care. I want a Raphael like that. Like, give me that.
Cause like I don't remember if they specified if the gifts were supposed to be random or like hand chosen by Rimuru.
I think no, they got to pick
Uh,
because and it was like, well, hi, I'm Raphael, or I think it was still Great Sage at the time. You get to pick. You're getting a gift because it was like a god voice, like
mhm,
over the world. You get a gift because Reamer is leveling to a demon lord. All people connected with him gets a gift,
mhm.
and that from that point, I think they got to choose because she says, "I chose this as my ability."
Yeah.
So I'm assuming
But if that wasn't the case and Raphael did get to pick W Mans.
Raphael is the man. Then he gives Shuna, Benimaro's sister, like an ability to actually fight and use holy magic, which is
Mhm.
insane.
Yeah, no, dude, like the powers, like the power structure of his village is actually insane. If he wanted, like, if he really wanted to, like, just be an army, bro would have no issues wiping out other nations.
Not at all. Okay. Speaking of wiping out nations,
Time to move
we're
into.
gonna jump ahead into our draft.
Yup.
Here's how this one's gonna be different. Last episode of American Dad, we're gonna create our own shows and name them.
I didn't see that yet.
And
Oh, you're
watch
right,
it
because this
before they
one's
watch
coming.
this.
Yeah, we're gonna keep this
It's
in
about
there too.
okay. Fans don't know what he's talking about. Listen to the guy with the hood on. So here's how we're doing this one. This one, we're going to be creating our own village. We're going to draft 3 characters. We have someone who controls our defenses for inside and outside the village, so our military leader. We're going to have our second in command, our vice president to us. So when we're out and doing something and we got to go handle some business, they're the ones that stay back and handle it a lot.
Mhm.
Then we got our 3, which is going to be our internal person. So our second in command can go and we can send them to go make trades or do diplomatic stuff, but this interior will stay back and will always handle our interior. Make sure shops are running right, everybody has resources that they need. If something goes wrong, they go to them first before they go higher up.
Mhm.
An example would be like we're drafting a president. Well, we're the president. We're drafting a vice president, a military leader, and a mayor of our town.
Yep.
So I got my trusty little Pokemon coin. I don't remember the name of this Pokemon. I know he's Gen 9 or something starter. Water type. I'm going to flip it. You call it. Heads or tails in air. This is heads. This is tails.
Okay.
Which you can't see very well.
All right. Okay, there it is. All right, ready? Tails. Damn, this shit sounds heavy.
It fell all the way to the floor, but it landed on heads. So I actually get the first draft.
Take your pick.
Okay.
Take your pick.
I should have caught it. I should have done more of something like this. Which that landed on tails. But, okay. My first pick, I'm choosing for defense. I want to be strong. As I said earlier, I like defense. I'm choosing Veldora. Veldora is going to be my defense.
That's valid. That's valid.
I'm going to have to build up his mental mind and make sure he doesn't get too distracted. This man will control my defenses.
Okay.
Now, you go. Choose yours. You don't have to be defense. You can choose whatever you want.
No, I'm gonna stick with what you pick first. We're gonna go defense. I think for my defense, I want Geld. I want the current Orc Lord.
Ooh, I respect it.
I feel like he would be like one of the best fucking people to handle like city defenses and everything like that. Like he would just like his ability, like he'd just rally anybody he needs and shit like that. If people respect him, he's feared. That's who I want.
I respect it. Like I wasn't expecting that. That threw me for a loop. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do my second in command. I'm sorry to do it to you, man. I knew you wanted him.
Benimaru.
Benimaru! Give me that Benimaru!
Fuck, dude. Benimaru is like one of the best fucking people to have as a second in command. But
I had a second option, and I liked them for it, but I wasn't sure how much I liked them for what I needed.
All right. Well, since you took Benimaru,
I know who he's going with. If he's going for second in command, I'm feeling like he's going for it, but he might shock me.
I don't think so. Diablo.
I was wrong. I was 100%. I thought you were going to choose Malim for that one. I don't know why. Diablo is a good one. Because Diablo, because he has such the build for Rimuru, you don't even need to worry.
You don't have
if
to
he's
worry,
under your
bro. He's going to handle anything, and like his demeanor and his fucking like just his whole character. Yeah, like he can, if we need anything handled outside of any like thing, you know, in other cities diplomatically or anything like that, he's like the best person to send. And on top of that, he's a representative of power. So it's like if he goes to a different area and they just feel that fucking immense power coming from him, they won't fuck with us. Like,
okay, we're gonna talk about this real fast. Rimuru sends Diablo to go take over and destroy an entire civilization, pretty much. To take it over, and he's trying to do it in days. When Rimuru's like, it's gonna take like a year or two. He's doing it in days and still coming back to Rimuru to face-to-face conversations. Not like the crystal cell phone ball thing that they got being like, Lord Rimuru, this is what's happening. No, he's like,
he's like, nah.
Lord Rimuru, I just want to tell you.
I'm not going to disrespect your presence, your godliness by talking to you over the phone. I'm going to talk to you face-to-face. Like,
face-to-face. Yeah.
And then once I'm done talking to you, I'm going to go back to fucking taking over this city. It's great. It's great. He's just the best second in command to have, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think our second in commands are perfect. Like, you can't go wrong with either.
You cannot.
Now, my internal affairs, my mayor, the person who deals with my town, I'm going Shuna.
That's valid.
Now, here's my reasoning, because Shuna has nothing to do with the power. Even though she becomes powerful, Shuna is a beloved person. Everybody's going to listen to her. We're not going to have any issue. There's a fight in the middle of the city. She'll go up and be like, what's going on? And they're going to be like, sorry, Lord Shuna. I don't mean to be fighting. And they're just like, and she's like, it's all right. They're just like, she's so pretty. I love her.
Yeah, that's a perfect pick. I'm not going to lie. Like, the main cast is just like fucking amazing, bro. But
they all have their abilities and what you need.
I think my internal
So who's your
person.
internal affairs?
I think I'm gonna pick fucking Ramaris.
Ah, the pixie.
Mm-hmm. Though she's a little annoying, but at the same time, I think she's a likable character that people would enjoy listening to or like going to for support or anything she needs. And then on top of that, she does have the power if she needs to fucking like you know how like a big ass golem just it's crazy. Like I was gonna pick her for my defense since she was the spirit queen, but I was like, nah, I need guild for that. But for I think I'll have her as my internal person, and I think it'll work out well.
Definitely with she's good for like she has nothing else to do. She was literally trapped in a cave.
Exactly. So like,
Try to figure out how to do shit. And if we never got the child arc.
yeah,
So this is why like you have to accept what's going on and let the writers do writing. And then once it's done, then bitch about it.
mm-hmm.
Don't bitch about it as it's coming because you don't know what's going to happen. Wait till it's over. You're done. The anime's over. It's got the final story. And you can be like, this shit sucked for this reason. This shit was good because of this. Don't shit on it for shitting shit. Damn.
Yeah. So like, I did enjoy her character though. I'm not gonna lie, I enjoyed her character.
Okay. We got our list. So I have Veldora, Benimaru, Shuna. He has Geld, Diablo, and Ramaris.
Yep.
Do you have a name for your town?
I do not. I do not.
Uh,
I do not have a name.
I know because I trust Benimaru, Veldora, and Shuna. Here's what we're gonna name my town.
Mm-hmm.
Goku.
The fucking controller fell off my computer. Spence.
Here's why.
All right,
I'll explain
let's
it.
hear it.
So it's gonna be me and my three people, and we're discussing. Veldora's across from me. Got Benimaru on my right. It's probably the left of the screen, but on my right, and you got Shuna on my left. We're all discussing, and Veldora's got his manga in his face, trying to read something. And then he puts it down. We try to figure out a name, make sure we get it right, and he goes, "I read manga of Dragon Ball. I really like the name Goku." I'm like, okay, we're going with Goku. Whatever. Veldora said it.
That's it.
Okay.
Need nothing more.
He's gonna. His number one defense is the hobby ha.
Shit. I'm gonna have to think of a name. We're not gonna bug it. I don't care.
He'll get a name and we'll have it in there. He'll think of it as we go and he'll shout it out randomly.
Just randomly, yeah. We got about shit. We still got 26 minutes left, man.
Really? I don't think we're gonna last that long.
We're not gonna last that long.
Because we're only down to one subject and we could talk about it.
Genuinely? Hold up.
So
I'm gonna think of a name now.
he's gonna sit here and think of a name, and as he thinks, I'm gonna go over some stuff. So I talked earlier that we're gonna be doing a rating system now. These rating systems, this is how the rating system is gonna work. We're gonna do kind of like a Rotten Tomatoes feel, where it's going to be a percentage. We're also going to give it a grade percentage. So there are 5 topics that we're going to look at. First one is entertaining. How entertaining is it? Keeping it simple, no problems. The second topic style is characters. There's 2 things: likability of the characters, how much I like them, how cool they are, how you get what I'm saying, how good they are, you like them. The second part is development. How do the characters develop in the story? Like, are they constantly reverting back to old tactics that they do or old bad habits? Are they learning pretty well? Like, how are the characters developing within the story? A third topic, which will also have 2 topics, is story. There's storyline and development. So these are two different things. The storyline will be the entire story itself, laid out on a map. This happened, and this happened, and this happened. Boom. How well is that structure? Is it good? So on and so forth. The second part, development, will be the smaller chunks, like each episode. The episode's good. Is it got good pacing? Is it this? Is it this? Is it this? You kind of see. So development will lead to the storyline, but the storyline could be good with bad development.
Mm-hmm.
Or the development could be good with a bad storyline.
Okay.
Speaking of that, all this will be out of 20. Each spot can get a total of 20. It'll add together, and we'll get a final grade. How the grade systems work. 60 to 69 is a D. Anything below 60, 59 and lower, that's an F. Unless it gets anything under a 20, which if we find anything that's under a 20, we're giving it double F.
A double F.
Fucking failure. So, double F, F, D. From 70 to 79 is a C. From 80 to 89 is a B. From 90 to 99 is an A. And if it gets 100, if we find a show that gets a 100 from one of us, it's going to go into FA tier, which means fucking awesome. The fucking awesome tier.
Okay. Now that he's explained all that, I'm going to steal the name from Overlord for their town, and I'm naming mine Nazareth.
Nazareth?
Nazareth.
Or Nazarick.
Because we'll do Overlord in the future date, and I think Overlord's one of those shows where you're going to absolutely fall in love within the first fucking 3 episodes.
Hey, look, I'm already falling in love. Wait, that's real life. Sorry. Okay, so I'm gonna start with the gradings. We're gonna take turns. We're gonna talk about I'm gonna start with entertainment. How entertained was I watching that time I got reincarnated to Slime? I gave it a 14 out of 20. As we talked about earlier, it bounced around in parts, and some episodes were slow, and I was like, I kept telling him, I'm like, I don't know if I can keep watching. I don't know if I can keep watching. And he's like, wait till you get to this part. I got to that part, and he immediately was like. So I gave it a higher grade than I was expecting at first. It's got a 14 out of 20 for me.
In all honesty, no glazing. I think I'm gonna give it a 16. I would have given it.
How is that glazing?
Like, because glazing, if I was gonna actually glaze the fuck out of the show, I would have gave it like an 18 because I'm gonna keep it.
Okay, okay.
And this is going.
I thought you were saying you were gonna glaze it, no, and I was like,
I said no glazing.
This is I'm gonna say this now. It's opinion based. So if you go and watch this and you've never seen it, and you're like, I'm gonna try it out. They seem like really, and you don't like it. It's your opinion. Everybody likes things differently. I didn't care much for it, but he loves it. If you want to give it an 18, you can give it an 18 if you really feel, because entertainment is suggestive.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it a buck, and I'm gonna give it a 16 because the pacing. If the pacing was better, I would enjoy the show a hell of a lot more.
If, as I said earlier, if they kept the kids together in season 1 and then immediately jumped to the Hinata fight in season 2, I might, because I liked the kid stuff, I might have jumped immediately to a 16 as well.
Mm-hmm. So it's is the pacing, if they would have did that well, and then on top of that, the recap episodes, just limited those to the previews, as you said, or the beginning of the episode, just a quick recap, and then get into the new story, I would like that too.
Instead of dedicating an episode every other week to what just happened. Yeah. Next, we have likability of characters. I gave this one an 18 because there's no care. If you don't like a villain, that's the purpose.
Mm-hmm.
You're not to like the villain. So that means it's a likable villain because you don't like him.
Yeah.
That makes zero sense, but you get what I'm saying.
They do their job well under the villain title is what you're saying.
Yeah. So likable characters. There's not a character that you're supposed to root for, and you're like, man, get this man on my screen. Like,
Hmm.
at first, that's what Gopta was, and then when he whooped, eh, what is his name? It's not Gabiru, is it? Gabiru.
Hmm.
He whoops Gabiru unexpectedly when they first meet the lizard people, and I'm like, Gobta, let's go! I start getting hyped. He does the shadow trick, and I'm like, oh my lord.
Yeah, no, the wolves teaming up with the fucking goblins. I love that team up, bro. It is
Dangerous.
so good.
But you get what I'm saying. It's like
That whole
there's not really.
that whole
I
war
can't give it
arc
a.
was so good, bro.
The only reason I can't give it a 20 is because of the way some characters are perceived.
Hmm.
Like Rimuru forgets that he has certain powers. Um, Veldora kind of changed personalities, but like it was for the better of a character. It's just sometimes it's annoying. I
Hmm.
do still like it, but it's like, come on, dog.
You were like this
At least
all-powerful
pay
dragon.
attention. Now you're just a lazy bum that doesn't want to do anything except read his mangas. So yeah, I give it an 18.
Okay, okay. That's valid. I think I'll give it about the same. About an 18
You
as well.
you
And
so we're on the same level with that.
yeah, my reasonings are basically the same there. Because there's a lot of problems that could have been solved if Rimuru was basically just like, oh wait, I have this ability.
Exactly.
But so yeah, I think I'll give it around the same as an 18.
Okay. Next, we have development of characters. How well do they adjust to lessons?
I'm gonna give
Ooh, you could start if you're feeling that good. Let's go ahead. Tell me. Tell
I'm
me.
giving development a 20.
Ooh.
I'm giving development top class because from them to go from like these I wouldn't say naive, but kind of naive monsters thinking that everybody can be good, everybody can like be great and shit like that, to like the power they started gaining and the understanding that not everybody will be nice and shit and that they got to do what they got to do to protect themselves and their people. I absolutely love it. Like,
Damn. I took a different route on this. You saying that makes me kind of want to bump it up, but I'm not. Um, because that makes sense. Like, yeah, they went from these creatures that are like don't have any talents, no abilities, they're just low level monsters, to actually being a force to be reckoned with and living in a society that rivals that of humans
mm-hmm.
is an incredible development, but that's not what I thought of. I'm thinking of incidences like uh Gobta training against the old man and constantly calling him old man, trying to get a top on him. And like all these people becoming like they're gaining abilities, so they start getting lazy.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if we're talking about for the show itself, yeah, like the characters learn, but they always forget that they can do certain things. They
Mm-hmm.
always forget that they're one way or another. So it's like they develop great, they lacklusterly use their developmental traits.
Mm-hmm.
I gave this a 16.
It's valid.
I just looked at it different. This is why I said these ratings are personal.
Yeah.
You can get your own rating because I looked at it different than you did. Perspective. It's all about.
Mm-hmm. And then another reason why I gave it that high of a rating grade, I'm thinking of what's to come. Because, like I said, I haven't read the manga, but from the end of this season and everything that they started building up and working towards, Rimuru becoming a demon lord, fucking the
And I'm
town
going
becoming
as of
stronger, Diablo showing up and working. I'm like, it's gonna be crazier than what it was. They're actually about to start.
I'm going with right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going with what has been shown. I'm not looking at the future because it could throw a curveball at you. It could be like going in this direction, and then all of a sudden something else happens, and it changes everything. So I try not to look at potential and more of what has happened.
Yeah.
Next, we have the storyline, which remember is the whole story as of right now. Would you like me to start this one?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. The story right now, it starts so lazily for me.
Mm-hmm.
It has to build. a story does that and I have to feel like I'm suffering through, I'm only giving it a 12 as of right now. Out of a low score, doesn't really like show much of what going on, but I feel like that could increase once the anime season 3 comes out.
Hmm.
Once maybe if there's a season 4 or 5, once those are out and like kind of showing, maybe my mind will change. But right now I can only give it a 12.
Right, right. I think for me, I'm gonna give it a 15.
Okay.
Um, Simply the pacing kind of ruins it for me. And I know I keep bringing that up, but that is one of the biggest deals about the show is the pacing. The pacing, and it did feel a little slow in the beginning when I was watching. But I think like I said, season two, the war arc, everything that starts happening brings it up higher for me because like it has everything I want in an isekai anime when it does that. It's like, okay, they took an L, but they spun back hard as fuck. The get back was insane. Fucking Rimuru
See, and
flexing his ability
uh,
like that, great.
something that's crazy to me is how much time has passed. Because it feels like when you're watching it and you don't listen to like time frames of things that happen, you feel like Rimmer's only been there for like maybe 8 months.
Mm-hmm.
When he saw Beldora when he first got there to what happens at the end only feels like 8 months.
Mm-hmm.
However, it's been well over 2.5 years.
Right.
So that's also why I have it kind of down because like it feels like certain things are rushed. If you would have a slow episode where it shows Rimuru, just an example is Rimuru creating sumo wrestling. But sumo wrestling doesn't become a thing. It's butt sumo that becomes the thing.
Mm-hmm.
So like episodes like that, I'm more than happy to kind of enjoy if that can show the time going by.
Right.
Jumping from this time to this time to this time feels like there's a lot missing for what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
6 months of it was just them like was ran through in like 2 minutes of an episode, just Rimuru going, over the last 6 months, we've been building our town. And then that was it.
And then you're just like 6 fucking months. I know you've
Nothing
done more than
happened.
just build, bro.
Nothing has happened in 6 months other than them building. Cool.
I know you've done more
Crazy.
than that. Don't lie to me.
Now are you ready for the last one?
Yep.
Development. This is basically the episode. How do the episodes add to the actual story? And how good the episode is compared also to how well it adds to the story. I gave this one a 13. The reason is because the sumo wrestling episode that turned into that was entertaining to me. The kids arc was entertaining to me. It didn't add much to the story other than maybe introducing a person or two here and there.
Mm-hmm.
But overall it was just good for what it was and I enjoyed it. So I gave it a higher grade than the storyline as of right now. I gave it a 13.
Okay. I think mine is probably around 14 and a half. We'll say 14 and a half. Can we do halves?
You want to actually put the half?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do halves.
And I enjoyed the majority of the episodes, but some of them felt like a drag. Some of them felt like they didn't really give too much to the overline. Like in season one is mostly what I'm talking about because, as you said, it was the build up. But season two, when things started getting to where you wanted it to be, that's when each episode had me like.
But it would also hesitate. Be like,
oh,
why am I not falling? Why am I not falling? And then it'd be like flashback, and you're like, oh, God, what just happened? So yeah, I could see that. Now we have our ratings. It's going to get an overall score, which is all our numbers added together, and then it'll receive a grade from us.
Mm-hmm.
Mine finished with a 73 or a C. Mysticus here gave it an 83 and a half or a B.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be C tier for me. which I'm a tough grader. I really look into things and we'll see how I feel about it at the moment. You looked at potential a lot, which because that's how I got reincarnated into a slime. Isn't over with. You can look at the potential.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't a finished anime that you're giving a grade to.
Right. If it was done, of course it would be different. I would like look into what we've seen and
Oh my
everything.
god! I'll tell you this right now. The story would probably, based off of what like potential is and what we've discussed about it, what's coming next. The story probably would jump up to a 15, 16 for me.
Mm-hmm.
The development of characters will probably jump to an 18. Um, Entertainment factor might even jump up too. So because it's not over, we can't give it a full final grade. This is just what we see now as of season 2.
In a couple years, we'll revisit it.
Yeah. One thing I do want to mention is we are going to do this every time. We will keep track of it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that we don't later on down the line be like, I remember when we did this. And it'd be like, but you said this in that episode.
Also, I
Yeah.
do. This is the 3rd episode, so I guess we can go ahead and mention it now. If anybody's still here, there is a Keeping It Animated Patreon I'm working on, by the way.
Ooh.
I'm still deciding what I want the people to get, but so far it's probably going to be like you get the preview for the next week in advance before, because we're going to drop the filler episodes on Patreon before we drop them on YouTube, so you'll get to know what's coming before. That's one of the rewards that's going to be on there, and then I'm coming up with way more, and it's only going to be like $5, so cheap. So I wanted to go ahead and announce that this video link will actually have that Patreon, so keep that in mind.
Okay. I think that wraps it up for now.
Yeah, that's about all we have for you guys today. You know what I'm saying? We'll see y'all in the next one. You guys have a great day, I guess we could say. Now leave. You too. Get the fuck up out of here.
I farted.
What the fuck?